was incredible. This time, no head guards, 10-ounce gloves. Someone is getting knocked out in Los Angeles on November the 9th.
There is no respect for Logan Paul, absolutely none. I can't wait to finish you off, bro.
Who's excited to see me knock this bitch out? First round decapitation!
We are live for one of the biggest weigh-ins of the year. Logan Paul versus KSI Part 2. We're just outside the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, and it is definitely a don't forget your deodorant type of day. Highs in the upper 80s, bright and sunny. We are sweating to death, but we're still very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. We're just minutes away from seeing these two YouTube sensations take the stage, step on the scale, and get ready to rumble tomorrow at the Staples Center. Hello, my name is Todd Grisham alongside the former junior middleweight champion of the world, the Latin snake Sergio Mora, and Radio Raheem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this time it's professional. Their first fight, Sergio, was under amateur rules. They wore headgear, they wore bigger gloves. That's not the case on Saturday. What was your pro debut like?
I don't want to talk about it. My pro debut was horrible, a disaster. I got dropped in a 4-round fight. I got cut, and I barely squeaked out a split decision win. I had an amateur pedigree. These guys don't, so they're not going to know how to react until they get clipped. They know how to handle the lights, the fans, the social media, obviously, but how do they handle getting hurt? That's the question.
Like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a game plan until you get hit in the face. You were there the first time they were punching each other in the face, over in Manchester. How popular are these guys?
Over in Manchester, there were none of the trappings of these big cameras and big lights. They did it all themselves. When I walked into that arena, it was packed. Wall to wall, not an inch to be had. That's how famous those guys are, because when I walked out, kids were screaming at me, Radio Raheem, you're the guy who covered KSI Logan Paul. They're so famous, I'm famous now because that's how famous they are. Let's take a look at the numbers and just show you just what I mean.
You can see 20.5 million followers for KSI, 19.9 million on YouTube for Logan Paul. It's basically a wash. These guys are more famous than everyone here attending this weigh-in put together. What is it about them, though, that makes them so special?
They started young. They got a hold of that young audience as they were growing up. These guys have fans that feel like they're part of the team or the family. That's what makes them special. These kids feel like they know these guys personally and they grew up with them. They support them bigger than any boxer, football, basketball, baseball team out there.
They're crossover stars for sure, but they call this the biggest moment of their lives on Saturday night. With more on both fighters, let's send it to the fourth member of our broadcast crew who'll be handling the interviews on stage, Mrs. Lauren Gardner.
Well, Todd, you want to talk about the chaos and excitement surrounding this event? I had a conversation with a handful of fans about an hour ago. They arrived at 6 a.m. just to watch the weigh-in. Two of them, a 20-year-old brother and sister, flew all the way out from New York City. And get this, all these fans are actually rooting for KSI. They not only respect him as an entertainer, but also as a fighter. And here's the operative question, guys. I asked them if they would be fans of boxing following tomorrow night's event. They said without hesitation, absolutely. Guys, it's nice and shady over here. I'm keeping cool. I need to send some Old Spice your way? How you doing?
There you have it, as Raheem is melting before our eyes. It's okay, man. We're all hot up here. What is a win going to mean for both of these gentlemen Saturday night if they get it?
A win is going to mean bragging rights. It's the same thing that it means for every boxer. You hold your head high. You can point to that night when you were the best man and everybody saw it. The problem for the loser is that this night will never escape them. Sometimes a winner can forget he won on the night, but the loser will have to live with this for the rest of his life. The internet never forgets.
Sergio, you fought in this very building against Shane Mosley. You've been under the bright lights. What's better emotionally for you, or worse emotionally? Getting that knockout or having to deal with being knocked out?
While I get this chance, I want to say happy birthday to Zovia Singer, who is a producer here for The Zone. Anyway, you forgot. Getting knocked out, of course. You don't want to get knocked out. No one wants to get knocked out. You don't prepare to get hurt. You prepare to win, to do the hurting, to get the knockouts. But if you do it on the big stage, sometimes if you want it too much, you go looking for it, you can get hurt.
Both men say they're going for it. Do you believe them?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have to go looking for it. It's going to be standing right in front of them. Let's not forget, these are not pedigree fighters. You're not going to see any Mayweather shenanigans in here. These guys are going to let each other have it, and everything they have is going to be behind every punch. This thing is only going to end in a double knockout if it's a draw. Somebody's going down, and probably pretty early.
You said that we don't have pedigree fighters, or they're not pedigree fighters. DAZN is loaded from top to bottom with some of the best fighters in the world, and it is fight season right now on DAZN.
Impossible dream to reach the unreachable star, to be willing to march into heavenly call to this glorious quest.
It is fight season on DAZN, and look at some of these fights coming up, Sergio. Where else would you want to be?
Well, Andrew Cancio, actually. I want to go out there. But Callum Smith, always exciting. He's a future 168 division champion. I mean, both fights are exciting.
And those are both this month. With DAZN, you get every month loaded with pay-per-view type of fights. How about Andy Ruiz Jr. and Anthony Joshua, Raheem?
That is going to be an amazing rematch. Nobody can decide what they're going to see. Will it be what they saw the first time, because it won't be a surprise, or has Joshua learned his lesson and going to clobber this guy like everybody thought he would the first time? Who knows?
And just announced today, Daniel Jacobs and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I have a lot of history with that man right there, that champion, Daniel Jacobs. His power is going to be enough to knock out the granite chin of Chavez Jr. Well, we're going to find out, but that man could take punishment, as he proved against the Canelo fight.
And then in January, making her Bellator debut is Cyborg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enough of us. Raheem's got to go take a shower. We send it to the Master of Ceremonies. What? Hold on. Either way, I don't understand what my producer is telling me right now. I thought we were getting started. But Sergio, you said these guys are used to hearing and feeling the bright lights, the big city, all this energy. What's it going to be like as they make that walk in front of 20,000 fans at Staples Center?
It's exhilarating, of course. I mean, they got millions and millions, tens of millions of followers on YouTube. They know what it's like to be in the bright lights. They know how to handle the media. They know how to handle all of the above. Coming out's going to be exciting, but once they step in the ring where the nerves get the best of you, you don't know how to react when you're hurt. You don't know how to react when you're bloody, when you get cut. If these things happen, that's when you become a real professional fighter. That's when you know you're not just a social media sensation. You're an actual pugilist. How are you going to adapt?
In the lead up to this fight, it seemed to me at least Logan Paul feels a little bit more comfortable. Once the bell rings, who do you think will be more comfortable?
Comfortable? Logan Paul thinks he's going to be heavyweight champion in 5 years. Like Sergio said, when he feels that lever with no extra padding, no padding around his head, he'll find out just how hard it is to become a champion in any weight division in this sport. I think on the night, both guys are equally confident. They bring different things to the ring, but the main thing they're going to bring is heart and tenacity, and that's why I'm certain we're going to see a knockout.
Speaking of the heavyweight championship of the world, you can see it live exclusively on DAZN. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz Jr. December 7th, live from Saudi Arabia. And Sylvester Stallone has paired with DAZN to give you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look of what happened in their first encounter. Here's a close look.
This is the pinnacle heavyweight championship at the Garden.
Joshua should win the fight. If it doesn't end that way, or if it ends in a miraculous knockout or something, that'll be like Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson.
New York was lit. New York will forever be lit. It's big-time boxing.
The U.S. debut for the man regarded by most to be the best heavyweight in the world.
Anthony Joshua!
AJ walked into MSG
like a superhero walked in the building.
And he's fighting a fighter named Andy Ruiz, who very few people have ever seen fight.
Here's a guy who no one truly believed could win.
Anthony Joshua standing next to Andy Ruiz. Who's winning that fight?
Did I know about him? Truthfully, no.
I think I've always been the underdog because when they see me, they're like, man, who's this short, chubby kid?
I knew very little about Ruiz. This guy who looks like he just rolled in from the pub.
I thought AJ was way too big, way too strong for him.
Let's get ready to rumble!
A hook lands as well by the champ. Good uppercut and a hook. Puts Ruiz down.
Anthony Joshua is a composed and ferocious finisher. Watch this.
Now we're gonna watch him finish the fight, finish off Ruiz. The jab with the right hand. Ruiz comes to fire back. And Joshua's hurt.
What the hell just took place?
I think Joshua didn't even know what hit him.
I thought I was watching a movie.
It made me feel like a real Rocky is born.
November 20th, it drops exclusively on DAZN. Sergio, you worked with Sylvester Stallone in the past. You got a full view of this thing ahead of time. What's it like?
I'm excited. Yeah, I haven't seen Sly since The Contender, but I got to actually watch the rough cut of this. It's amazing. I can't wait to see it on the big screen. But I called the fight. I was actually there. I got the vibes, the chills. But just watching it on screen, I still got a vicarious view of how it was to be there again. I mean, it's sensational the way they edit it, the way they bring it together, and it's the heavyweight championship of the world, the biggest prize in boxing. How can you not get excited about that?
Do you remember where you were when that knockout happened?
I was ringside with my mouth gaping open. I wish I could say I was one of the guys who knew for sure this was going to happen. Everyone says that after the fact, but in the moment, you couldn't believe your eyes. What was happening is it's appropriate for Sly to be doing this documentary because that's a real Rocky story. This is a guy who, all heart, his whole life was trying to get to that moment and made the most of it. It was shocking, it was awing, it was beautiful.
All right, so that's the Heavyweight Championship of the World, December 7th. One night drops November 20th on DAZN, but something you can watch right now, 40 days featuring Logan Paul, and if you haven't seen it yet, here is a sneak peek.
I have come to America to finish what I started in England. I began as a gamer. Wow! Now, I'm changing the game of boxing. I saved Logan's career the first time we fought. He gets one last chance. No more headgears. No more talking. The game ends November the 9th. Logan.
You probably think you know me.
What's good, Logan?
After all, I've pretty much lived my whole life on camera. You've been inside my house.
Oh, you look so good at night.
You see me doing crazy shit. You know my friends, my family. You've seen me at the top, and you've definitely seen me fall. But the truth is, you don't really know me.
Way to go. Way to go.
You don't know what's inside my heart.
Look at him, y'all.
And you don't know how hard I'm prepared to work. Or how far I'm prepared to go to achieve my goals.
Let's go, champ. Way to go, champ.
You have no idea what I'm capable of. But you're about to find out.
We are just over 24 hours away from their second meeting, Logan Paul versus KSI, and we're just minutes away from them coming face-to-face for the final time before that fight. Without further ado, we send it to the stage and David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Staples Center here in Los Angeles, California, USA, for the official weigh-in for Saturday night's incredible night of boxing action taking place right here at the Staples Center. Now, all the action is brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA. It'll be telecast live around the world on DAZN, Sky Sports Box Office, and Fight TV. All bouts are sanctioned under the California State Athletic Commission. The executive officer is Andy Foster. The chairman is Mr. John Carvelli. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 fights, 3 title fights, and at the top of the bill, of course, the rematch, KSI versus Logan Paul. So let's go ahead and bring the fighters up so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first bout of the evening, 6 rounds in the welterweight division, making his way from Liberty, Missouri, 6-fight veteran Cody Peterson. Peterson. $148.6 for Peterson, $148.6 for Peterson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage, undefeated 4-0, 2 wins by knockout, fighting out of Staten Island, New York. He's an incredible young prospect, the Albanian Bear. Give it up for Rashad Mahdi. Mahdi. $148.4 for Rashad Mahdi, the Albanian Bear, undefeated, Staten Island, New York. Peterson and Mahdi, Saturday night, Staples Center. Our next contest, it's brought to you by Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing USA in association with Golden Boy Promotions. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the NABF WBA Gold Super Bantamweight Championship. Introducing up first to the stage, 28-7 and 118 knockouts, fighting out of Santa Marta, Colombia. Damas y caballeros, Hugo Berrio. The challenger. And now, on the stage, 31-3, 15 knockouts. He's the former NABF featherweight champ, and he's the reigning, defending NABF super bantamweight champion, fighting out of Santa Ana, California, Ronnie Rios. Now to the scale, Hugo Berrio. $121.6 for Berrio, $121.6 for the challenger Hugo Berrio. And And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, from Santa Ana, California, the reigning NABF Super Bantamweight Champion, Ronnie Rios. 120.6 for Rios, 120.6 for Ronnie Rios. Rios and Barrio, 12 rounds for the NABF WBA Gold Super Bantamweight Championship Saturday night here at Staples Center. Ladies and gentlemen, the official weigh-in continues out here. We've got a 6-round middleweight affair. Introducing up first to the stage, 19 and 15 with 12 knockouts. Presentando de Hijo de San Pedro de Macorís, República Dominicana, damas y caballeros, Jonathan Batista. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage, one of the most exciting young prospects in professional boxing, 7-0, 6 knockouts. He fights out of the Brighton Beach section of Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome White Chocolate Nikita Bobby. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Batista. 163.6 for Batista, 163.6 pounds for Jonathan Batista. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the scale, the undefeated charge from Brooklyn, New York, Nikita White Chocolate Bobby. 160.6 for Bobby, 160.6 for Nikita Bobby. Batista and a Bobby. Six rounds, middleweight Saturday night here at the Staples Center. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing USA. Looks like we're gonna have a little row Saturday night. If you haven't seen Nikita in action, don't blink. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the official weigh-in continues from downtown Los Angeles. 6-round super middleweights introducing up to the stage. 5 and 3, 4 knockouts. Fighting out of Augusta, Georgia. Please welcome Aaron Casper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage, he's an exciting and explosive young talent, fighting out of right here in South Central Los Angeles, California, undefeated at Invicto 6-0, 5 knockouts. Ladies and gentlemen, Diego Pacheco. Pacheco. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Casper. $166.6 for Casper, 166.6 pounds for Aaron Casper. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated charge from South Central Los Angeles, California, Diego Pacheco. 167.2, 167.2 pounds for Diego Pacheco. Pacheco and Casper Saturday night here at Staples Center. 6 rounds, super middleweights. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest scheduled 4 rounds cruiserweights. 2 fighters, both making their professional boxing debut, but they're both MMA fighters. So let's bring them both up to the stage right now. 2-2 as an MMA career, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California. Please welcome Tyler Smith. Smith. And now making his way to the stage, the young social media star, 4-2 MMA record, fighting out of Detroit, Michigan, Saturday night, making his professional boxing debut. Please welcome Josh Bruckner. Now to the scale, Tyler Smith. $199.4, 199.4 pounds for Tyler Smith. And now, the YouTube sensation, the social media star, the MMA fighter from Detroit, Michigan, Josh Bruckner. 192.2, 192.2 for Josh Bruckner, ready to make his professional debut Saturday night. Bruckner and Smith, Saturday night, 4 rounds, cruiserweights. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we've got 2 world title bouts on the contest, and both of these contests involve 2 of the most exciting fighters in the sport of professional boxing. So right now, let's go ahead and bring up the fighters for this contest. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing up first to the stage, undefeated, 28-0 and 1, 15 knockouts, de Quilmes, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Introducing Marcelo El Terrible Coceres. Coceres. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the stage, also undefeated, 28-0, 13 wins, coming by way of knockout, fighting out of Hatfield, London, England. Introducing the former WBO middleweight champion and the reigning, defending, undefeated super middleweight champion of the world, Billy Joe Saunders. Saunders. Now to the scale, the Argentinian charge, the challenger, Marcelo Coceres. $168, bang on, 168 pounds even for Coceres. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO super middleweight champion of the world, BJ Saunders. 167.4 pounds for the champion, 167.4 for Billy Joe Saunders. Saunders versus Coceres, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Saturday night from Staples Center, courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA, live on DAZN and Sky Sports.
You prepare to make your American debut here. How would you describe your first week here in the United States?
Listen, it's the fans and all the Americans have been very loving of me, so Saturday night I'm going to put a good show, hopefully a knockout, so tune in, it's going to be a good show, and watch me do the business.
Yeah, that was a nice prediction there, a knockout prediction for Billy Joe Saunders, a whole new audience to introduce yourself to. If you could describe Billy Joe Saunders in one quick sentence, how would you do so?
A sexy motherfucker.
Enough said, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, I think we should probably end the interview on that note. But what can we expect to see from you in the ring tomorrow night?
You can see silky skills. You'll see the best coming from the UK. So tune in, don't miss it. God bless everybody.
Let's hear it for the sexy mofo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go ahead and bring up the co-featured bout of the evening, the chief support for Saturday night's incredible fight card here at Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Now, it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA, and this bout is also in association with DHP Promotions, that's Devin Haney Promotions. Introducing up first, this is 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing up first to the stage, undefeated, the challenger, 12-0, 4 knockouts. He's fighting out of Fajardo, Puerto Rico by way of Moca, República Dominicana. He's a former WBC Featurebox lightweight champion and the WBA Fed Latin Super Featherweight champion, Alfredo Ojo Santiago. And now making his way to the stage, the fighter many consider to become the next great superstar in our sport. He's undefeated, 23-0, 15 knockouts, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He's the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney. Now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Alfredo Santiago. $135 bang on for the challenger, 135 pounds for Alfredo Santiago. And now to the scale, ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated, reigning, defending WBC lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney. Also 135 pounds for Devin the Dream Haney. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear out there from the crowd, this could be the fight of the night. So you must tune in for this one. Haney Santiago, Saturday night, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing USA, Devin Haney Promotions, live on DAZN and Sky Sports Box Office.
Well, Devin, a quick turnaround from your last fight as you prepared to defend your title. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I had a great training camp. You know, I'm looking forward to Saturday night, putting on another great performance, and he won't last 12.
He won't last 12. How long do you predict he will last?
I don't know, but I know that he won't go 12.
A lot of people have pegged you as the future of boxing. With a big win tomorrow night, do you think this could make you a crossover star?
Definitely, you know, I'm one of the biggest names in boxing. I am world champion, the youngest world champion in boxing. And Saturday night, I will prove to the world that I'm one of the best fighters in the world.
A lot of new boxing fans out there. Obviously, you fight in a lighter division. Can you just describe what it's like to make weight?
Making weight is the hardest part about boxing. You know, going in the ring and fighting, that's the fun part, but making weight is the hardest part. But I made it. I would never lose my title on the scale. I'm a true champion.
And what's the best part?
Winning.
Winning. There we have it. Devin Haney, let's hear it for him.
I thought he was going to say the best part was eating after the weigh-in. That's where he'll head right now. Most guys load up on pasta, grilled chicken. Sergio, you know about that. Know all about that as a former junior middleweight champion of the world. What was the first thing you ate when you got off the scale?
Pasta, chicken pasta with the soup. Tortilla soup.
Me and Raheem are going to go get some Popeye's fried chicken sandwiches next. Try that new Cajun. Tell me what it's like for you right now compared to what you saw last time in England as far as the pomp and circumstance, the first fight between Logan Paul and KSI.
You got to remember the first time it was all YouTubers. So everybody was animated. Everybody was throwing barbs. The crowds were ruckus. They almost got into a fight in the audience, which isn't that unusual even in boxing, but there it had a different feel. This is more serious. These fighters are holding belts, world championships around their waist. This is not YouTube. This is serious pro boxing, and that's the difference.
Sergio, you said earlier everything's going to change about this fight. There's been plenty of trash talking, but once the bell rings, it's not an amateur fight anymore. They're not going to have on that head guard. What's going to change?
They're going to get hurt. I mean, jabs hurt when those gloves hit you. I mean, it's not only the gloves, but when you wrap your hands under the tape, the gauze, it's like a little small cast. Then you can add the gloves. It's a painful experience. You wouldn't know. But that's what changes. When you get punched in the nose, when you get punched in the chin, the body shots. I asked KSI, I go, what hurt more, the headshots or the body shots? And this was a smart response. He said the body shots by far, because that paralyzes you. And that's exactly the right response. But when it happens under the bright lights and everyone's cheering and then you're down and you have to look at your mom sitting right there or your fans looking at you, you have to get up. You have to experience that and face that adversity. That's what they're going to realize.
Well, tomorrow night they will finally walk the walk. And if you've been following this fight at all, then you know they've done all the talking of the talk. As seen here, the main event weigh-in starts now.
JJ is currently behind me, and that dude's a scumbag.
I'm gonna look at you in the face in that ring. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'm gonna put more scars permanently on your eyes. I do like the haircut, though.
What you gonna fucking do? Hey, what's up, bro? Okay, man. Wait till Saturday, bro.
You have 5 days to do something fun before I end your boxing career forever.
I'll answer the Muhammad Ali question.
George Foreman.
If you tell me what 7 times 8 is.
You can't punch backwards. You're terrible with pressure.
5 times 5. This one's easy.
On YouTube, viewed by tens of millions. A great audience will be watching everything that happens tomorrow night. So first up to the scales. He comes to us from fighting out of Los Angeles, California by way of White Lake, Ohio, representing the United States of America, actor, recording star, video star, YouTube sensation, Logan, the Maverick Paul! And his opponent, he comes to us from Watson, London, England. He's the United Kingdom's #1 social media YouTube superstar. He is the Nightmare KSI! And now first on to the scales, ladies and gentlemen, once again, fighting out of Los Angeles, California by way of White Lake, Ohio, representing the United States of America. The limit for this contest, cruiserweights, 200 pounds, stepping onto the scale, Logan, the Maverick Paul! 199.4 pounds for Logan the Maverick Paul. Six rounds of boxing in the cruiserweight division. Next onto the scales, from Watson, London, England, he is the Nightmare KSI. 200-pound limit, cruiserweights. All right. 193.2 pounds for the Nightmare KSI. Scheduled for 6 rounds. Both fighters professionally licensed, making their pro debuts at 6 rounds in the cruiserweight division. At this time, we're going to have both fighters come face to face for the last time before they step into the ring. And we do have security handy. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, Logan the Maverick Paul, the Nightmare KSI, face to face for the final time before they meet in the ring here at Staples Center. All brought to you by Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing. To be seen live on the Zone USA. Globally on Fight TV, in the UK, live on Sky Sports Box Office. Logan the Maverick Paul, the Nightmare KSI, 6 rounds in the cruiserweight division. Tomorrow night, topping off a fantastic card of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. Millions saw their first fight. This time it's in the pro ranks. Once again, millions will be watching. And it's all here at Staples Center, USA. Stick around, we've got interviews. You'll be able to hear it live right here at LA Live.
Which one is it?
It's right there. We were figuring out the camera. It's the big one with the red light, the guy waving his hand. All right, first of all, who's here for Logan Paul? Okay, here we go. There was a little bit of chatter there in the face-off. Can you tell us what was said?
He's been saying the same thing every time, like he's gonna end me and all this stuff. What did I tell him? Oh, I told him Eddie's gonna get in trouble because Eddie's letting him get hurt. I love you, Eddie. I hope you don't get in too much trouble. Yeah, same old, same old. I'm kind of done with the smack talking. It's time to let my fists talk. I don't like being a dick, to be honest. I like just beating people up, and unfortunately, he's gonna feel that tomorrow.
But you are pretty good at the trash talk. Both of you are, and that's what has made this entire thing so entertaining.
Yeah, we're really good at that.
Okay, so you put on some muscle mass since that first match. Some hardcore boxing fans may say that would make you less agile in the ring. What's your response to that?
Nah, I perform the best of my natural weight. I walk around like 205 and I weighed in at 199. So just sheer athletic power. Last year I was cutting a little too much weight.
Okay, this is the last time you'll get to see KSI before you step into the ring tomorrow night. What's your message to the fans, and what is your message to that man over there?
Hey, everyone, make sure you come to the Staples Center tomorrow. If you can't make it, download the Zone. Watch me beat this man repeatedly on his giant forehead. The bandana comes off tomorrow, my friend.
Let's hear it for Logan Paul, everyone.
Now we're going to hear from KSI, the Nightmare KSI.
Okay, KSI. Okay, KSI, you just heard what Logan Paul had to say. What's your response to that?
Yeah, no, it's over for him. Like, literally, he got lucky. He should have beat me in the last fight. That was his best opportunity. And now this time it's over for him. Like, yeah, I mean, look at my team, man. My team is stacked. I got Larry Wade. He's trained Sean Porter. He's currently training Luis Ortiz. I've got Jeff Mayweather as my trainer as well. I've got Vidal Riley, Leon Williams. I got Stitch Duran as my cut man. Like, look at the team. I'm stacked. He has Shannon Briggs. He has a hype man. It's over for him. It's literally over.
Okay, so the trash talk definitely continues on this side. Logan Paul is responding as well.
No, but they can train me. They can train me. They're training me, though. I will see. We'll get in the ring and we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, he's calling out Jeff Mayweather, asking why he said he's not a real fighter. We will deal with that tomorrow night in the ring. After all the talk, after all the hype.
You heard what he said. He said you can't fight either. You can't
okay,
fight,
guys.
Bro. You got a jab and that's it. Once I get rid of the jab, it's over, bro.
How do you plan?
You can't fight backwards.
How do you plan on getting rid of the jab?
Backwards.
How do you plan on getting rid of the jab?
No, I'm not gonna unleash my secrets. But
Okay.
he knows he's finished, bro. You know, bro. You don't know how to box. You don't know anything about boxing.
Logan, do you have anything you want to add?
No. Yeah, see,
100.
There we go. You do
10
it again.
times 10, 100. I'll take care of the math here. I brought my abacus, people. Okay, the trash talk continues.
You don't understand. You don't understand the levels, bro. You don't understand the level. You're surface level. You're surface level when it comes to boxing. You're surface level. Bro. You don't even, do you have moves ready? Yeah, one time. No. Okay, all right, calm. I won't say anymore. My man don't even know about the pace of fighting. It's done, man. It's done.
Okay, do you have anything final to say here? This is your opportunity.
It's over for him. Watch. Tomorrow it's going to be sick.
Shot at redemption,
Yeah.
6 times 5.
30. Calm.
30. He got it. Let's hear it for KSI, everyone.
That's a bird.
There you have it. He knew what 6 times 5 was. Sergio Moro, to my right, has no idea about that. Math was not your strong point?
No, it is not.
But he is a genius when it comes to the sweet science. Let's talk about what Lauren mentioned to Logan Paul. He's put on more weight. He's put on more muscle. Is that a good thing?
You would know. I mean, you're buff and muscular and athletic. You can't fight worth a lick.
That's true.
But in boxing, no, you don't want that kind of muscle. You don't want that bulk. You want to rotate. You want to be nifty. You want to be light. That's where the power comes from. Power doesn't come from muscle. Power comes from being able to rotate.
And you've heard Logan Paul make fun of the fact that Jeff Mayweather, who's training him, the uncle of Floyd Mayweather, called him not a real fighter. But that's a realistic statement to say to KSI. Do you think, though, that he's going to try and do too much boxing and show these skills that he's picked up instead of going in there and just going to war like maybe he should?
That's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here. I'm curious to know what he picked up from a great trainer. Both of them have really good trainers in their corner. And KSI just said he has a great corner. He really does have a great corner, but is it going to translate? Is he going to be able to do what they taught him? That's the hard part. That's where repetition comes in. The amateur pedigree comes in. All the times that you fought as an amateur, you won, you lost. That's where you get your reps. They're going on the big stage to shine. We'll see if they shine.
All right, Radio Raheem, you were there for the first fight. You're here for this fight. Your final thoughts as we wrap up this weigh-in.
I love a good fight. At the end of the day, all of this pros, amateurs, YouTubers, champions, these guys are coming tomorrow for a real fight. They really don't like each other. They really want to knock each other out. And on the Saturday behind us, we're going to see fireworks. I guarantee you, it's going to be a knockout.
Before we get your official predictions, here's some famous predictions. How about Justin Bieber? He thinks it's an early knockout win for Logan Paul. Sergio Mora, who do you think wins, my friend?
Well, who's the underdog? I always go for the underdog. KSI? Well, I think Logan Paul.
What about you, Radio Raheem?
Boxing is going to be the big winner tomorrow night. I say that a lot, but this time I really mean it, because even though these guys are only in the pro game this one time, and maybe the only one time ever, the attention that they bring to the sport, the amount of fans that we may get tomorrow night is unmatched.
We may have to change your name from Radio Raheem to TV Raheem. Nice job, my friend. He'll be on the broadcast with me and the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, tomorrow night. Average job by you again, Sergio. Only one place to see this fight, right here at the Staples Center. Download DAZN today. It is fight season, and one of the biggest fights of the year takes place in less than 24 hours. Logan Paul versus KSI 2. We'll see you then.
Fight was incredible. This time, no head guards, 10-ounce gloves. Someone is getting knocked out in Los Angeles on November the 9th.
There is no respect for Logan Paul, absolutely none. I can't wait to finish you off, bro.
Who's excited to see me knock this bitch out? First round decapitation!